So here's a replay of blue-red control. Off we go. Over to my opponent, just played a land. This is going to be real slow for the first few turns. That Aether Hub told me fuck all. Even when he plays his next land, I still have no idea what's going on. Traverse, get a mountain. I'm up to 5 lands now. He's done nothing. The Glimmer of Genius suddenly tells me, okay, it's blue-red control. Which I should have known by then because he hadn't cast anything. He was just waiting on his counterspells. I've got nothing else to do. Might as well cast Renewal and get the counterspell out of his hand. It's a Supreme Will, no pay. Can't cast anything, unfortunately. Here comes his second Glimmer. Here comes a land. In comes the World Breaker. Exile one of his hubs. He Void Shatters it. In comes Jace. I will World Breaker one of his Aether hubs again. I'll Incendiary Flow the Jace, just because it makes the best use of my mana and there's nothing to kill with it anyway. Here's a land. Swing into the Jace. He uses the Harness Lightning. In comes the Ulamog, takes out the Aether Hub and the Jace. The reason I'm going for the Hub is because I'm not 100% certain that he's not a Grixis deck, given that he's got the Aether Hub. And I want to cut him off from his sources of black. In comes this is a renew. Oh, sorry. I'm getting the World Breaker back. Cast the World Breaker. Go for land again. Here comes the Gearhulk. I'm surprised he didn't Void Shatter here. But okay. He knows I can bring the Gearhulk back. I can bring the World Breaker back. I'm a little surprised. Hour of Promise, or Nissa's Renewal. Hour of Promise. That's negated. Bring the World Breaker back. I cast the World Breaker, exile the Gearhulk. He Gearhulks and finally uses the Void Shatter. This is Renewal. In goes the Counterspell. And I know it's all over because he can swing in with the Gearhulk for 5 next turn. Now I'm playing with a version with a sideboard that was put together by Corey Baumeister, or at least the idea of a transformational sideboard that brings in 4 Thought Knots, 4 Smashers, and I've put in 2 Elder Deep Fiends as well, and taken out most of the removal. So, again, start slow. Thing in the ice. He's in for a shock. Titan's Presence, he wasn't expecting that. Again, green-red decks tend to have deal 3 damage type cards. Titan's Presence is not the kind of card they're expecting. I exiled a negate. In comes another Thought Knot. Again, he didn't play the Harness Lightning. That's very, very strange. I swing him with a Thought Knot. Traverse. Guarantees me a land next turn. Swing in with both. Waiting to see what he does. He doesn't do anything. Play Nish's Renewal. He doesn't counterspell because I've taken his negate. Two Dragon Master outcasts. Pray the Ramanap Ruins. Swing him with the Thought Knots. He blocks with 1, with a view to having 7 lands next turn, but I cast the World Breaker and get rid of the land. He kills one of my Thought Knots. Fair enough, but he's going nowhere with that Dragon Master outcast for at least 2 turns. I sack my Sanctum, going to get another World Breaker so I can start getting rid of his lands, and off you go. That's the power of the transformational sideboard. Game 3, that one's more of a toss-up. He now knows I'm on the creature plan, but fuck it, I stick with it and see what happens. I play the Wastes there in the hope that if I get a 3rd basic land the turn after, then my Cinderglades start coming in untapped. It doesn't happen, so I move in with the Glades. Well, time for the Hedron Archive. See what happens. There's a Censor. It's clear that he's brought in his counterspell package again, the full one. Get a 2nd basic land, so now that Cinderglade will come in untapped. Play my Thought Knot, he censors that. I could have played around the center. I'm not sure if that was a misplay. Cinderglade comes in untapped. I don't have enough. I needed 7 lands for the shrine to give me enough mana. There it comes. In the end, I choose to play a Thought Knot to see what happens. If he has Supreme Will, he can't counter it, but he does have Essence Scatter. Interestingly, he uses a Supreme Will to look at the top 4 cards, which means his hand isn't as good as he might hope. Good for me. In comes my first World Breaker, taking out the Fumarole. I'm pretty sure he's going to counter it. Yep, there's the Essence Scatter. Pity I don't have mana for the Abrade, but fuck it. My second World Breaker will take care of that Torrential Gearhawk anyway. He glimmers and then Supreme Wills. That's a nice draw with the Supreme Will. With the Glimmer. Here comes the Oasis. He's still using Supreme Wills to thin out his deck. I Deep Fiend on his upkeep. He Gearhawks. Great for me, which means my Abrade is live next turn, and he can't counter it. There goes the Abrade. I swing in. Here's his negate. Harness Lightning. He's down to 3 cards. I don't have. And bring back the World Breaker. My Shrine gives me 2 colorless mana, which is great for me. He Wandering Fumaroles. I think he's trying to tease out my creature destruction spell. What he doesn't know is I have both Titan's Presence in hand. So that gets exiled. And down comes the Thing in the Ice, which I then use my second Titan's Presence on. I play the Smasher first to try and tease out a counter spell or any kind of removal before I play my World Breaker. He does nothing, which is great, because that's got haste. Swing him with the Smasher. World Breaker, take a land. He's got a Confiscation Coup, which kind of sucks. There it is. And I draw a second Smasher for the win. He can only block 1. I have the last 5 damage. And it's game over. That transformational sideboard was amazing.